any other person had any involvement in these murders in any way, that person or persons will be held accountable. This county of Carroll and all that has happened here and all of the sadness associated with this county is unacceptable in a civilized society.
It all started on February 13th, 2017, when two young girls went out for a walk and never came home. The next day, Valentine's Day, a grim discovery.
Is there somebody else out there?
Right now, we've arrested Richard Allen, and that's what the courts have allowed us to do. We are going to be searching for anyone involved in this case until it's over. And today's no different than that. Tremendous coordination with an event like this, and we still don't know exactly who these folks are. But this is a small community in rural Indiana. But the difference now between now and day one is we know about you, a lot about you. Today could be the day. Sleep well. I still spend time on that trail, and I still spend time in that small town. And I feel for the sheriff's office and the city PD there, and the hundreds of people from the state police here in Indiana that have been involved in that. And I believe we'll come to a successful conclusion. Never in my career have I stood in front of something like this. Please be patient with us, please. We're just beginning. We are just now beginning.
You say eventually the world is going to know. Does that mean you are close, in your opinion?
I think we're closer every day. We're closer every single day. The tips keep coming. And once that comes in, once that completes itself, then we're going to have to assign another 60 or 80 detectives to this and go back through every single lead that we've ever gotten. I'm confident that there'll be a successful conclusion for Abby and Libby, for Mike and Becky and Anna, and for that community. I'm confident that there will.
Do you have a person or persons of interest, or do you have a suspect?
I'm confident that this will come to a conclusion eventually. These are the folks that have committed their entire lives to a successful conclusion. In other words, a guilty verdict. To a successful conclusion. Carroll County, and specifically the Delphi, is that represent evil, complete evil amongst humanity. And that little county has been dealt several blows. Just a few months before that, there were 4 little girls killed in a house fire that was intentionally set. So that's any county in America. And I have this extraordinary responsibility to bring closure to that, and I'll work towards that end until my final day.
Do you think Mr. Allen is the man on that bridge?
The judge signed a probable cause affidavit for the arrest of him. I can't wait to tell the story, but today's not the day.
Allen has always told investigators that he arrived at the trails around 1:30 p.m. and that he was on the trail that February day.
This fall, nearly 6 years after the murders, authorities decided to review all tips, prompting investigators to take another look at Richard Allen.
It seems from the affidavit that police circled back to Allen as a suspect when, quote, investigators reviewing prior tips encountered a tip narrative from an officer who interviewed Richard M. Allen in 2017. The affidavit states detectives spoke to Allen again on October 13, 2022. They executed the search warrant the same day and found the gun, which a lab later matched to the unspent bullet found at the scene. So again, why did it take 5 years for them to circle back to Allen? He placed himself right near the scene. He generally matches the description of the man seen in Libby's cell phone video and subsequent sketches authorities have released over time. Now, I'm sure there's a lot more information we're not getting from the affidavit here, but I just don't get it. May I be missing here with regard to this affidavit in the 5-year period?
So basically what we're learning from our reporting is that this delay may have been the result of some sort of clerical error where Allen's name was sort of possibly misfiled, and that prompted there to be a lot of time passing between when he first came on the radar and when they followed up on it.
Do you know how many man hours and how much money has been spent on this case overall between all the agencies, or yours specifically?
Oh, I don't. I would have no idea. Well, millions of dollars.
That's a lot.
In time and anything that we needed.
A source close to the investigation confirmed to 13 News a clerical error from an FBI civilian employee led to Richard Allen being overlooked as a suspect in 2017, something the FBI disputes. They tell us the implication that a clerical error by an FBI employee led to years of delay in identifying Allen is misleading, and that their review shows FBI employees correctly followed procedure.
Prosecutor Nicholas McClelland said in court on Tuesday that he believes Allen did not act alone. A former FBI agent who worked on the investigation told me he wasn't surprised.
So during the investigation when I was there, we were still open to any, whether it be one person or multiple people.
We still don't know exactly who these folks are. Bob, in a year and a half or so, I'll finish my 40th year. I've never seen anything like this in my entire career. I think one of the reasons is because it's captured the attention of the world, because it's Everytown USA. It's Everytown USA. It's your daughter and it's mine. It's her friend and it's my daughter's friend. I think that's one of the reasons that it's captured the attention of really the globe.
I feel a sigh of relief for, mainly for the families involved, and then for the community as a whole.
This is not a typical, usual homicide investigation, and they all matter. But this one is different. Due process is still a piece of all this puzzle, and this isn't over until it's over. And that's where the conviction of him.